The end of Eternal Grey. I should speak with the priest again. Okay. Priest. Priest.
Come for aid?
That was rude.
I can't stay here.
Hello? You are incredibly annoying.
Priest.
Good day.
How important are priests in Hierarch?
In fear of tooting my own horn, I would say immeasurably. Considering that the clergy have congealed with royalty, the two castes have governed in tandem and continue to do so in some kingdoms. Every lord and king has his own priest, sometimes to keep up traditions, but most commonly to convene meetings with other kingdoms via the priest's relations to one another, normally overseen by the priest's circle.
Who are the priest circle?
A council of priests, set up soon after the dissolution of the Mages Guild in the province, supplanting their purpose, yet with a limited interest in the arcane, as from what came before. With restoration taking center stage in our studies, we don't dabble in the more destructive arts,
And why is that?
as many royals fear their kingdoms turning into despotic theocracies with a ruling mage class, as has happened with a number of kingdoms when the Mages Guild held prominence.
Anything else, priest?
Glad to see you're still willing to help, and there's always much to do around here. Though if you're looking for a journey like the one you've just returned from, then I'll have to disappoint.
Whatever helps.
I won't have you cleaning this hall, so worry not. I have a more pressing need for a newcomer like yourself. Our Lord, Mortafane, has been scheduled to meet with an advisor from the Divide. Morosa dares not attend herself, lest our Lord brings out her worst. So this small conference will be our opportunity to mount pressure on Mortafane, such that he will forego his tyranny for a moment, bringing even further opportunity for reform.
And how will I help?
And with a fresh face like yours, Mortafane should understand that a world outside this town still exists, and that world is passing judgment on his actions.
Okay, I'll be there.
You're becoming a great friend to the people here, and I've come to trust you myself. A final word of advice. Should Mortafane become enraged, don't interrupt him. In fact, I advise remaining quiet entirely. I only need your presence. I'll meet you there. Blessings for your future.
The priest told me to go where the meeting will be held. Go to meeting place. And where's that? In the city. Just,
Come on, what you say?
I don't really need you. But whatever. I don't really need you, but meeting place. A little bit of Skyrim parkour.
Gods may have forsaken you, people of Arnema, but I have not.
Fuck you.
Or should I say, undead. More and more ships trouble the waters of Illic Bay every day, as corsairs from Hammerfell continue to ravage our coasts. The orcs still lurk in the countryside, and they are out for blood. Remain within the
Nice.
city walls, or at least don't travel alone. The latest flood devastated
Jehovah's Witness.
travelers. The villages.
Oh, where the hell is it? This meeting place. Okay. Here it is.
Well, what is it, advisor? The hag couldn't speak to me herself.
Morosa has become increasingly distressed following the rumors and supposed activity within this town, and has talked with the royalty of Evermore to discuss the claim of this fiefdom and your position in it. If you do not cease with the destruction of trade, your privileges will be relinquished.
Enough! You've barked well past your merit. Tell that dog-faced shriveled old bitch that if she meddles any further with this town...
Please, Mortifain, consider what you're saying.
Did I grant you the luxury to interrupt? Address me with my name again, and your neck will be kissing the axe.
Yes, I am sorry, my lord.
Then you, advisor, relay the message to that crone that if she dares poke her nose within Arnhem again, her bridge will fall into the current below.
Understood. I will part with your words so she can hear them.
Priest?
We meet again. How fare you?
What's happening?
Exactly what I expected. An attempt to squeeze blood from stone. Mortifain, in all his wisdom, has deemed it fit to sever ties with our neighbours. Now we wait for Morosa's response. And be assured it will not be pretty. All these years, and our lord has become even more bitter. He'll never forget what happened all those years ago. Was it her death? Or is it the state of this town? Both?
Maybe it will be a good maybe it will be good to have Evermore step in.
Quiet! Have the sense not to call for such sabotage while we're watched. Though your proposition brings another idea.
And that idea is
Rumors have stirred about an important individual, a descendant of Mados, and from what we know, he resides not too far from the kingdom's capital, the hamlet nestled to the west of us, called Tabandra.
and how is this important?
Image, my friend. The armor we've maintained from Mados's fatal excursion still shows its majestic craft after all these years.
I will seek him out then.
Evermore is a very welcome change of tone from the dreary scenery here. Been a long while since I've made the journey there myself. Hope you don't get too comfortable upon those lush knolls, though. We're pressed with an urgent concern. A gathering of witchmen to the north are engaged in some communion. Nothing before has been quite like it. And if whatever they conjure up comes marching down the valley, then we'll need all our allies.
Is seeking this Bredos really a good use of our time? What if he refuses to help?
In any other circumstance, I would have directed you to a duty more befitting your skills. Such is the times where we have to rely on the vague potential of heroic progeny. Rados would mean more than his utility to this town. Having the very descendant don the iconic armor of that bygone hero would instill a new sense of hope and morale within all of
Going
us.
to get out of this,
I needn't tell you how the guards have been found lacking in principles recently.
I've noticed.
It's hard not to. I want to spur a drive within them again. Have them motivated for our future. No better way than the return of an idol that they can all rally behind.
But what if the Raiders refuse to come?
If he refuses now, we'll just send someone again. You're beginning to understand our desperation, I take it.
I am now.
We have ways of coercing people, and no, I'm a priest, and wouldn't tread the path of violence just to intimidate innocents into doing my bidding. I will show them our plight, and hope that some facet of their conscience would concede. Blessings for...
I've been told to meet the last living descendant of Midas and pursue him to return to Arnima, where he'll take up his ancestor mantle and wear his heavy armor into battle. Okay.
future journeys.
Nice time, nice weather. Nice weather. What is this? Wooden door. Shithole. Shithole. Nice. Nice shithole.
Yes?
Nothing. So. Are you bored? Crane, are you bored? We came from here, and Alrighty then. Dosava. Kevel, odnosno right. Always, I mean always, it's blocked. Oh. Hehe. I've been told to match the last living descendant of Mados and pursued him to return to Arnima, where he'll take up his ancestor mantle and wear his heavy armor into battle. Nothing new.
What a view. Wish I could frame it.
Yes, I'll completely agree with you. Wow, this is beautiful.
What's with the gormless face?
Hello, Raiders. I'm Nastasia Shield Maiden. Got a message from Arnima.
Good day. Nice to see you people haven't been overrun by plague. The moment I hear you cough, though...
It's about your grandfather, Madas. Namely, His armor.
Oh, by the eight,
By
not
the
again.
nine.
Will my children be expected to become fabled heroes too?
So, you've been south of before, unsurprisingly.
A dozen times at least. And my father before me. Each time someone's horse is stolen or some exile's mugger merchant.
I doubt the Maidus concerned himself with such...
Tell me about it. They claim to respect him, yet they put him on display in death. Deny the old man burial for years. You seem alright. And I do hate to make you a bearer of bad news. Let me fetch you some wine for your trouble.
No, Raidus, you have to come with me. Have you heard about the Witchmen?
Who hasn't? Why?
They aren't entirely themselves. Some really strange magic is afoot. Strange and very dark. And they're getting ready to make a move on Anima.
Magic? That actually sounds worthy of Mados. You know what? You're right. Last thing I want is to go down in history as Rados, twice as tall and twice as yellow as any. I'm in, friend. Lead the way.
On your way.
I'm right behind you.
It didn't take much to convince him to make the blacksmith heed my words. Whatever it was boredom, he refused to acknowledge, yearning for peace of his great ancestor's fame or genuine devotion to the realm. The legend of Maidus is being reforged, and I have a hand on it. Return to the priests. You here and you're here. Okay. It's a little foggy today.
Don't wait to get out of this old dung pit town.
It's a little foggy today.
Oh, Ravenspring.
We meet again. How fare you?
I brought him back, as you asked.
You've succeeded where many of those who came before had failed. I was right in sending you. Must have made a strong argument for a man to leave the safety of the West for the chaos here.
Such safety is why he's left. He seeks adventure.
Just like Mados, then. It may be that we rekindle the fighting spirit here, make us strong again. And who better to lead the way than you two heroes?
Thank you. We'll do our best.
I truly admire such zeal in the face of uncertainty. Envy it even. Now if only I worshipped the more violent gods. Ha! Now I shouldn't blaspheme just before your quest north. You'll need all the Divine's fortune, and all the courage us mortals can summon in these dark hours. Blessings for your future journey.
Rados. I need to speak to Rados about him and our quest.
Get to the point.
Be on your way.
Do you know how to wield the weapon? We're taking on the Witchmen.
I served in the Evermore Pikemen militia and helped with the occupation of Wayrest. So I know how to face down a foe at the least.
Good, you should put your armor. We're tackling them head on.
Why so sudden? But I agree. The sooner we can deal with this burden, the better.
On your way.
Let's see what we've got. Ebony armor. This stuff is a fortune. But I suppose Mados deserve no less. As soon as I put it on, we'll be off.
Within the frozen catacombs of Nordic origin, a Daedric entity is rumored to dwell, guiding the local witchmen as of lately. Rados and I must enter the dungeons and put an end to it. What the
I'm sure they'll use the opportunity we created.
Wow.
Let's get this over with before we freeze to death.
Out of the darkness. Submit, not conceal. Mother.
Piss on your corpse.
Say your prayers.
Give you that one.
Final straw.
Bastards, no necromancy.
Kill within the frozen catacombs of Nordic origin, a Daedric entity is rumored to dwell, guiding the local witchmen as of lately. Raiders and I must enter their dungeons and put an end to it. Kill the custodian. Okay.
Out of the darkness.
pass on your corpse.
Have to clean off my plate. Final straw. Going places, wrecking free. Expected.
Okay.
Let's keep moving.
Eagle, snake, whale.
Careful, this is good territory. You don't want to be found here with those. Say your prayers. Final straw. Daughter of... Final straw.
Whale. Eagle. Snake, eagle, whale. Nothing. So eagle, snake, whale. Eagle, snake, whale. Eagle, snake, whale. Ooh. Cool.
Let's flow the flesh from the flesh. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Them rot into the void.
What the
Belly
Okay.
break me arse off with an ice pick. We find a fire soon.
Beautiful one appears. Ah! The unending silence. Pale flesh.
Okay. So. Oh.
Time to kiss my blade!
Sneak it's your
Another poor sod that I'll have to clean off my blade.
I'll piss on your corpse. Draw your last breath. Your ass. Let's get this over with before we freeze.
The custodian is dead. Hopefully the severing of the bond between it and Witchman has made them weaker, giving us a chance by defeating them. Oh. Kidoki.
As far north as I've ever been, and I have no intentions of coming here again. Savages. Can't even say good.
Another Witchman idol. Warp structure begotten of the warp mind. The posture of the humanoid figure seems to signify something, although only the Witchmen themselves truly know the intent of these idols. Cool.
What in the hell's name were those pharaohs up to? Oh, they needed to do this.
Let's keep moving.
I
There.
Piss on your
The tears and tears. I am her vessel. Subject.
draw your arse.
You made it through the savage's hole? Or am I seeing ghosts?
Fret not. I still bleed like any other.
And you share our black humour, mortal down to the very bone. Alright, we're gonna have to clear up here. See to it that these dogs don't return with yet another dark ritual.
Nothing else?
Contacted our friends in Evermore. They're gonna send the Astasi down to clean house. If you want a primer on who these criminals turned militia are, then we'll have to speak later. For now, make sure we haven't got some foul straggler lying in wait for their arrival.
no better place than that giant hole to take a leak.
Smart, take this fighting out of here.
Okay. What the fuck is... What?
Now we will see whose fool is back down.
I'll give you that one.
Right now.
And the Jacobs is... Here it is.
I've heard mention of you helping us out with the orcs. At this rate, you'll be one of our greatest allies.
What in Oblivion was that?
I thought the priest was being dramatic. Portents of doom are all that strips from his lips at the smallest inner trouble, but now I see there's some truth to his words. Told me to expect some type of demon up here. Never knew it'd take the form of this winged bastard. And now that confirms an even more sinister rumour.
Tell me of this rumor.
That rumour had to do with our lord, Mortiphane. His possible dealings with that foul goddess who summoned this creature, Namira. Priest didn't disclose any further than that relation existing, or not. Just told me to look out for anything particularly strange, and well, we saw exactly that.
Should I head back to the priest so he can elaborate?
Really putting your life on the line for us, eh? You have my gratitude. If you do exchange words with him, then make sure not to shout. Many of those within the walls are still tragically loyal to that madman. And not only there, but right here. So we'll have to halt this fatal talk if we want to keep our heads. We'll be returning soon once that Lowland Astasi detachment arrives. Stay safe. We'll talk again.
The worst is yet to come. I need to talk to the priest about the powerful Daedra that was just defeated and try to understand the situation.
I could go for a pint right about now. Come on, what you say?
Good day.
Jekos told me to reach you. Do you suspect that Namira is behind all this?
We're not certain on which prince is involved, but we're certain that the involvement exists. Now we've but to suss out which god schemes against us. With nothing more than circumstantial evidence, which may well fill this hall if it were written, we are most probably dealing with that dark mistress.
Are we certain?
There aren't many candidates that betray her influence among those pagan tribes. Namira shows herself most through those Hagravens. I'm sure you've encountered them since your recent battle north.
Yeah, what's the significance of them?
They're the very agents who summon the most wretched creatures into our world, undoubtedly responsible for that winged terror you slew with Jakos. But their arts don't only pertain to summoning, if only we were so fortunate. They transpose humanity with beast and turn many of their kin into warped hybrids. Cunning of man, ferocity of wolves, with all the beauty of their creators.
Are we to talk to their evil, or it was something else?
I must also ask you something. Please refrain from sharing the information you're about to hear with anyone else.
Of course, your words is safe with me.
When you departed to that den all those days ago, in pursuit of the Lord's amulet, did you feel anything strange emanating from it? Were there any markings on the item?
Yes, an inscription on the amulet. May your stomach never be sore. From what I can recall.
Stendar protect us. I hope this is a coincidence and nothing more. It's all weaving together now, a clear tapestry. None of it was random. I must demand silence from you on this matter, lest we summon the blackest reaction from our lord. As Mordephane may be responsible for our interactions with the Witchman, we've now enough reason to believe that he's in concert with Namira. We shan't talk further. We'll only waste time and the threat of treason. We'll need to be swift and take action.
What shall I do now?
Convene with the Archpriest of Evermore. He can be found within the temple there. We must hurry, as our king has sent forth men to oust Mordephane in response to this recent chaos. Morosa will most likely join this entourage, which will make things all the messier. Gods, spare us fortune in these times. Farewell.
The priest told me of possible rumors pertaining to the Mordephane relation with Namira, the nature of which is unknown. Hopefully, the bishop at the Pantheon could give me more insight.
Seems things are taking a turn for the worse. It's up to you if you want to stay here or not. I won't blame you for wanting out of this mess. What's the matter? Till next time.
Come for aid?
What is this barrier that hangs over the city?
Grand, isn't it? Ancient magic spawned from the Duranian construct found beneath the earth. From what we deduced from those excavations, these old wells were employed in some bygone defense.
It still is one, even to this day.
Against what foe would such measures be needed? We've yet to find out, though it must have been a most intimidating beast indeed. Yet this same barrier has procured us shelter against the plague that's left the Reach stricken. I fear the day that this barrier may cease, for whatever reason. The city cannot run the risk of infected.
I come at the behest of the priest of Arnima to talk at Mortifine, of Mortifine.
Oh, these weary eyes mistook you for another pilgrim. Yes, I have heard of you already. The priest has sung nothing but praise for your name. And lest we slip into bad habits, that town is called Ravenspring. Arnima is an alien moniker, almost sinister.
I'll keep that in mind.
Before I lose myself, Mortifane, that perennial question that hasn't found an answer until now. Sigmane has finally realized his madness for himself. Not that it wasn't apparent for those subjugated to the Mad Lord, but their cries fell on deaf ears. Almost 3 decades of tyranny, with so much cruelty.
Cruelty of what kind?
Ever heard of the Halon family? One of the most infamous demonstrations of Mortifane sadism, sundering every heart who was witness. Gefir was accused of high treason, with little evidence other than the Lord's paranoid suspicion, bypassing trial towards execution. Yet it wouldn't be Mortifane if there were just a single execution, no. The Lord was ravenous on that day. As the Ravenspring people said, he had a hunger in his eyes.
That is terrible. Why has not he replaced them?
Sigmane has the misplaced belief that Mortifane is a necessary evil. That his is the order that can tame the Reach. He assumes a gentler lord would fall to the myriad threats posed on that town. As Ravenspring is our most important asset in the east, its fall would have us eventually follow.
And the rumor of Namira's involvement?
It would be a great folly to continue dismissing it. There comes a time when the evidence transforms rumor to reality. Just the nature of her relation with Mortifane is a mystery. What could possibly be derived from that despairing entity? The priests have been worried about Daedric plots for some time, yet most were confined to individual victims. However, the reports we hold on Mortifane conform to a far grander scheme. A plot targeted at Adamantia itself.
The Durani Tower?
It has many names, holding its own unique value to every culture. Now that tower happens to be one of the last. Others across Tamriel have since been destroyed or made dysfunctional. Compounded with the waning liminal barrier that separates us from oblivion itself, we have a recipe for disaster. It seems Martin's sacrifice 200 years ago did not make certain our survival. Pardon me, a week of thorough education would be needed to broach that subject. Such sheer complexity would surely distract us from this most urgent matter. What you need to know is that whatever is happening in Raven Spring can spell a doom unseen since the beginning of our times. Worst comes to worst, we have a strategy to prevent complete chaos descending onto this kingdom. Knowledge from the Oblivion Crisis has been instilled in every priest's mind, in case it may ever transpire again.
Anything else that I should know?
I shouldn't delay you any further. Horrester was seen departing from Raven Spring with his party. They'll be convening with Morosa before ousting Mortafane from his throne. You should hurry. Your presence may halt tensions from boiling over.
Have we made preparations in case of an event with Oblivion?
Of course. Such devastation warrants the most thorough contingency plans in case of it happening again. And we are not quite assured by the words of those from Cyrodiil, and that the barrier was sealed by Morton's great sacrifice within their capital. Better safe than sorry.
So, what did you do after the Oblivion Crisis?
Death had become life in those long nights following the calamity. Suffering had percolated into every corner of our province. Destruction so total that no kingdom could muster the forces to invade another. There was a glimmer of hope, however. Heroes who battled back the demons within their own wretched hellscape had brought us invaluable information.
Of what kind?
Telling us of the principal importance of the sigil stones, stones which maintained cohesion within their realms. And upon taking these very orbs, their world crumbles. And any foreign body found on the hellish shores will be pulled back unto ours. Telling us of the principal importance of the sigil stones, stones which maintained cohesion within their realms. And upon taking these very orbs, their world crumbles. And any foreign body found on the hellish shores will be pulled back unto ours.
Heroes?
We had heroes spanning from border to border within High Rock, but none so inspiring to the Reachman than the daring trio who graced us. A band of mettlesome paragons, each with their respective craft. He who mastered blade and shield, she who weaved wicked sorcery, and he whose speed was unparalleled. The warrior and the mage had relented against Dagon's terrible onslaught, not giving an inch to the Red Horde, while the rogue had slipped past their ranks and went on the most perilous journey any mortal could embark.
He went into Oblivion?
That is what the tomes show. Right into the heart of their dark army, to the peak of their tower, ripping the stone from its socket, and from what we could infer, without notice. Upon the tower's collapse, the demon horde fell and the gates had congealed. The rogue was never seen again after that valiant feat. We've commemorated his role in our defense, as honor dictates. His effigy stands at Reach's rest. Now their legacy lives on in their knowledge that we have taught to the militia in the event that another crisis spills into our realm. Good fortunes.
The bishop rambled. The bishop rambled about towers and told me how pivotal they were for the stability of this world. I'm not quite sure how they play a role, but his tone was stern and grim. He told me to head back to Anima and intercept Merosa, who should be confronting Mortifying. Here and there,